Hello and welcome to the Blue Stand. Chelsea vs Leicester City, an important match coming up. But before diving into it, let's talk about the Champions League draw. So, Chelsea are drawn in Group E of the Champions League along with AC Milan, RB Salzburg and Dinamo Zagreb. I think Chelsea has the easiest group among all the other English clubs. But you never know because Chelsea is Chelsea. They can turn the easiest group into the most hard one. And moreover, we have the world-class attack of Kai Havertz, Mount and Sterling. And even if Aubameyang joins Chelsea, then too we may drop to the Europa League position if we play very bad football like we did against Leeds. So let's hope for the best in the Champions League. Actually, it will be a really great group because AC Milan, Chelsea and RB Salzburg all has the capability to qualify for the round of 16. In an ideal scenario, I predict AC Milan and Chelsea to proceed to the Champions League round of 16 and RB Salzburg to drop to the Europa League and finish third and Zagreb to finish fourth. And let's see what happens. Now moving on to the most important, Chelsea vs Leicester City. It is a very important match for both the teams. Leicester are still winless and they are in the 19th position in the relegation zone. So they will try their best to get 3 points from this match and have their first victory of this season. Leicester is in a very bad position. They don't look very strong because they have not signed any player in this transfer window till now. And moreover, Fofana will join Chelsea most likely because he is desperate to join Chelsea, and Chelsea are also preparing a 75 or 77 million euro bid for Fofana, and he will also miss this match as he is training with the under 23s of Leicester. Their legendary goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel has also left Leicester and has joined OGC Nice. So they are in a transition phase. The main problem with Leicester is that they have a lot of first team players with huge wages, and the players that they want to sell to get other world class talents are unable to fetch any new club, and even if they are trying to sell those players, then they are getting very less from the clubs like Yuri Tillemans, Soyuncu and others. Whereas the players that they want to keep in the form of James Maddison, then Fofana, they are attracting big clubs. So it's a really tricky situation for Leicester. Now moving on to Chelsea. Chelsea had a terrible performance against Leeds. So they will try to bounce back and grab a victory in their home stadium in Stamford Bridge. Moving on to Chelsea's record against Leicester City. Chelsea has won only 2 out of 3 last Premier League matches against Leicester, and that too after a 6 game winless streak. So this match will be really important match for Chelsea, and Leicester too doesn't have a very good record against Chelsea because they have won only 1 out of last 10 Premier League matches against Chelsea in the Stamford Bridge. On the positive note, Chelsea have never lost 2 consecutive matches under Thomas Tuchel yet. So I hope Chelsea will continue this record and will give us a great performance. They will bounce back and show their critics that they are not bad and they just had a bad game. And I also want Chelsea to not play reactionary football. I want Chelsea to play like usual, a great, exciting football. The 2 key players of Leicester in this match will be the legendary Jamie Vardy as usual and Maddison, because if the match goes 0-0 towards the 60th minute, or if it's a 1-1 or Leicester is leading by 1 goal, then we may see Daka coming in and after the half time or in the 60th minute, and that could really change the game. And I'm optimistic as usual that Sterling, Mount and Havertz will give us a somewhat decent performance. I don't expect much from them because they are playing in out of positions. Mount and Havertz are center midfielders, but they are playing in the front three. And Sterling is a winger, but he will most likely play as a striker. Now, let's move on to the Chelsea's possible starting lineup against Leicester in this match. So, as you can see, I prefer Mendy on the goal over Kepa because I believe Mendy just had a bad game. And Mendy is a better shot stopper, even though his ball distribution is kind of. And in the defense, I have Reece James as the right centre back, Thiago Silva and Cesar Azpilicueta in place of Koulibaly because, as you know, Koulibaly is out with a red card. In the midfield, we have Jorginho and Gallagher, though I am not sure whether Gallagher will start or not after the disastrous game against Leeds. But Kovacic is not very fit, though he is training with the team. But I think if Kovacic is slightly fit, then Thomas Tuchel may put him in the starting lineup over Gallagher because Jorginho demands a strong pair with him. In the wing backs, there is Ruben Loftus-Cheek, our homegrown alternative for the right wing back position. He was phenomenal against Spurs and also somewhat decent against Leeds. In the left wing back position, it will be as usual Marc Cucurella because he is phenomenal. He was great, although he missed two great opportunities against Leeds, but still he was great in that match. In the front, we have the usual front three, that is Mount, Havertz and Sterling. Now the prediction time. So I predict a 2-1 victory for Chelsea because first of all it is a home game for Chelsea, so they will get the massive support of the fans. And I think Chelsea will somewhat play good football and will dominate at least from the first half. Because if we have seen the match against Leeds, they were dominating the first 20 minutes. Then after conceding the first two goals, they completely demolished their plan and played horrible football. And this is what Tuchel said in the post-match press conference. And I think Sterling and Mount will score the goal for Chelsea, and the sole goal will be scored by Maddison for Leicester. And it will be a really interesting match for both the Chelsea and Leicester fans and also for the neutral fans because both the teams will go head to head to get 3 points. And it will be a really interesting match to see. And with the Chelsea's support in the stadium, because it's a home game, we could see a phenomenal performance like Chelsea as we have seen before against Spurs. So let's hope for the best and fingers crossed. So that's it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have really enjoyed this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe this channel, and also don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. And as usual, keep the blue flag high. Bye. See you in the next video.